We're on in 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, Paisan and Paisanettes? Ladies, I'm wearing the pink ribbon for you and all the female fans. So boys, we head into week 7. We're about the halfway point of the fantasy football season. A lot has happened so far. We've had Swikata have Tradegate, basically get rid of his whole team and better a couple other teams, getting rid of Drew Brees, Frank Gore, Des Bryant. A lot of upset people in the league. We've had the Humanoff rant, which I'm still not exactly sure what he was trying to say. And we've had Karen's come out with a trash-talking video. Hey everybody, he's been listening. Okay, so we're moving forward here. We have only 2 teams somehow have a losing record. There is a lot of fantasy football left to play. It's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. I'm super excited. And to help figure out what has happened, what will happen, I think we need to do a little BS with Ces. Okay, so I'd like to bring a special guest onto the show right now. He gronks when he's horny. Ces Says officially welcomes Commissioner BS Brad Scherer to the show. Brad, can you hear me?
Yep, Mr. Cesternino.
Okay, Brad, welcome aboard. On behalf of Ces Says, we are so happy to have you on today.
Great to be here.
So we're 6 weeks into the league here, Brad. This is probably the most competitive year we've had yet. I'd like to hear some insight on the league from your end.
The league is going great so far. We only have 2 losing teams entering week 7. We got a bunch of guys already throwing out shit-talking videos. It's gonna be a great second half.
Mish, before we get started, let me say I'm blown away by the workspace you got here. The draft board's in the back, trophies on display.
Yeah, the draft board is a great fixture in the office, and I'm waiting to give the trophy away, hopefully to myself at the end of the year.
Okay, Brad, so I wanted to play a little game with you today. I'm going to say a statement about what's up Hendry League or fantasy football in general. You tell me yes, you agree, and why, or BS and why. All right? You got it?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm looking at the standings. Let's start with the bottom of the league. Swikata and Bo combined have 1 win. First statement, they still have a chance at the playoffs this year.
That is BS. Mr. Cesternino, I'm looking at the standings right now, and I just don't see it here. Steveless Jobs might even be mathematically eliminated at the moment.
Yeah, I think the coach probably has about an 8.7% chance of making playoffs. But I mentioned Tradegate before. I think Swikata is officially done. All right, statement number 2. We need Steve back in the league for the sake of the league.
Also BS. I hate Steve.
Hate's a strong word, Brad. All right, enough with the bottom. Let's go right to the top. Humanoff is 5-1. He has a damn good team. Is he the best team?
Yes, I believe that is true. You can make the case for a lot of other teams rising to the top, but he's in first place alone right now.
Yeah, I think he has the lowest points against at this point. So I'm not really sold on he has the best team right now. But hey, 5 wins is 5 wins. All right, another really good fantasy player. Karen's has won 3 straight now, has the most points. Brad, is it fair to say he is the hottest player in fantasy football?
Yes, Mr. Cesternino, as much as it pains me to say it, with Karen's just 3-headed running back with DeMarco Murray, Andre Ellington, and Arian Foster, it's got to be.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and I think a lot of his team goes through those 3 guys. So I guess the next thing I want to transition to is, do those 3 guys stay healthy the entire year?
BS. DeMarco Murray has never played a full season in the league. Andre Ellington's still very young, and Arian Foster's missed a ton of time. The odds are stacked against that question.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brad. DeMarco is carrying a bigger load than a baby who needs to be changed nowadays for those Cowboys. So we'll see. All right, let's stick with those teams at the top. Jude at 4-2, trying to do the impossible. Next statement: Jude makes the playoffs.
Yes, that is correct. You know, you have a keeper as Peyton Manning, and really behind DeMarco Murray, Jude's draft pick Marshawn Lynch was really the only running back that is holding up his end of the bargain to start the season.
Yeah, I really like all the 4-2 teams at this point. I think Berzik has quietly picked up some steam in the last couple weeks. And we mentioned Tabor ripped off I traded with Soikata and got Dez and Frank Gore. So all those three teams are in pretty good shape. Now, Brad, I'm looking at the draft board behind you. I gotta say, is it fair to say that Steve Smith Sr. in the 10th round was the steal of the entire fantasy football draft?
That's BS. But Jude's team did have the steal of the draft on taking Phillip Rivers in the 14th.
And I know one guy agrees.
And now go Chargers, go!
All right, still looking at the draft board here, Brad. I'm looking at some of the keepers up there. I think the next statement's got to be Toby Gerhart is the worst keeper.
You know what? BS! Because Keenan Allen had such high expectations coming into this year that as bad as Toby Gerhart has been, you have to be extra upset with Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Brad, I actually agree with that. And furthermore, I don't think I've met a Keenan that I've liked yet with Keenan Wayans, Keenan Allen, or Keenan Thompson.
Excuse me!
So after the Swike and Tabor trade, Brad, I truly believe that Tabor had the best team. I got to put it out there. Tabor wins the Super Bowl this year.
I think that's BS at the moment, only because he's had too many injuries go down. Monte Ball was a big injury. Calvin Johnson, you never know when he's going to get healthy. I still, like I said before, I still think Adam Umanoff is the best team right now.
Yeah, you're sticking with Umanoff. So you say he has the best team now. In the preseason, you said White had the best team. Now he's only 3-3. Does he make the playoffs?
Yes, I'm going to stick to that, and not just so because I'm sticking to my guns. It's more so White has a great core between Le'Veon Bell, Jimmy Graham, Jordy Nelson, Colin Kaepernick. Those guys are going to find their place.
I got one last question for you, Brad, and I want to know what you think of 3-3 Ces winning his back-to-back title.
Back-to-back champions. Said in the preseason, I'll say it again. I'm going to win the whole thing.
Oh, well, good luck, kid. You do have a 3-game winning streak in your favor, but you are playing me this week. So, Brad, just give me some closing statements here.
Good luck to everyone the rest of the way. And for the love of the game, don't let Karens win.
Careful, Brad. He's been listening. All right, Brad, we got to close this up. You got a sign-off for us?
All right, if yours says, I guess that makes me BS. Thanks for having me here.
All right. So we got 7 games left to play. Literally almost every single person is still in it. I'm Danny Cess, and that's what I'm saying.